Okay, for these questions, right, there are altogether 3 forces acting on the nail, and the first force is the weight, which is always acting downwards, and the second force is tension, which is going in this direction, and the third force is the reaction force R, which we currently do not know the direction yet. Okay, so we can represent the weight and the tension in a tip to tail diagram. So let's start with the tension. Tension is going this way, and then followed by the weight, which is going downwards. Okay, and now let's look at the question again. The question states that the nail does not move. If the nail does not move, right, it means that the resultant force is equal to 0 Newton. And using the tip to tail diagram, we should get a enclosed triangle. That means from this point, the last factor is supposed to bring us back to the original point. So with this, we can conclude that the resultant force should be this direction in order for resultant force to be 0. And this is the weight, this is the tension. And look at the options that we have. The answer should be A. Okay, in this question we are comparing a single brick and a pile of 3 bricks. So since they are made of the same material, we can conclude that the density must be equal. Okay, and since there are 3 bricks here compared to 1, the volume is 3 times, and the answer should be A. For this question, we are supposed to find a combination of the masses of P, Q and R such that this diagram is balanced. So we will focus on rod N first. We see that the perpendicular distance to the pivot for R is twice that of Q. So we can conclude that the mass of Q, it must be twice of R. So with this information, we look at the options. A is wrong because they have the same mass. B is also wrong because Q and R also have the same mass. And C and D are currently correct because the mass of Q is twice that of R. Okay, now we look at rod M. Okay, in rod M, one end is put down by the mass of P, the other end is put down by the combined mass of R and Q. And this is because the rod is a light rod, so we treat it as negligible mass. Okay, we look at the perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance to the pivot for P is twice that of R plus Q. So we can conclude that the mass of P is actually half that of R plus Q. So look at this. Option C, combined mass of R and Q is actually 20 plus 10, that will give us 30. 30 divided by 2, we get 15. So C is the answer. Okay, this is a very straightforward question which we just need to use the formula. Pressure is equal to force over area. And force in this case, it will be equal to the pressure multiplied by the area. And the tricky part here, right, is that the pressure is given in kilopascal, so we have to be mindful to change it back to pascal. So how to do it? We just take 500 multiplied by 10 to the power of 3 multiplied by the area in square meter, which is 0.2, and this will give us 100,000 Newton. So that will give us the answer as C. Okay, for this question, right, we can first try to write out the governing equation. Since the pressure at level P is equal, we can say that the pressure of the water is equal to the pressure of X, which means that H rho G is equal to H rho G, and the height of the water is 16. The density is 1000 and G is 10, and for the height of liquid X is 20, and the density we do not know, so we let it be X, and then multiply by 10. So x is actually equal to 160,000 divided by 200. So we will get our answer as 800 kg per meter cube. So answer should be B.